broadcasting live from Houston, from the space city to the world. You are watching Now Media Television.
Welcome to Street MBA, where we discuss entrepreneurship from an evidence-based and practical perspective. Our objective being to create a network of business people who are bringing value to their communities. This is Street MBA, and I am Jonathan, the man in front of the camera. Listen, I got some old school wisdom for y'all today. The show is so full because last week we didn't record a new show because I was out of town. And I was out of town at a conference, what they called a Top Producer Summit is what it was called. And listen, I am overflowing and overwhelmed with ideas. I've got motivation. I got brand new ambition that I've sucked out of some entrepreneurs that I met while I was there. I have so much for you. Guess what? I even have some interviews that I took on location at the summit. That's right. I have interviews that we're going to go over and just get a little sneak peek, really, into the whole spirit and the energy that was there at the summit. Listen, it was so much information that was exchanged. I don't know if you've ever been to a professional conference before. People pay big money to go to summits and things over the weekend for seminars and things of that nature. And listen, I can tell you that it's worth it. We didn't pay for this right here. This was something we were invited to because of the business that we did in the last year. So this was a recognition of an accomplishment that we had as a business, you know. So pat ourselves on the back for that. But what I really can tell you, for me, for us as a company, it wasn't about necessarily being recognized. What it was about more than anything was having that interaction with the people and what we actually did experience in that interaction. And I can tell you this, when we get to toward the end of the program where I have some of those recorded interviews, I want you to think about what we're talking about right now, because there's so much knowledge that was shared in those interactions that we're going to break down a bit, and I'm excited to share with you. But before we do that, let's just talk a little bit about some old school wisdom. My mother used to tell me all the time, character and integrity will take you a long way, son. Character and integrity will take you a long way, son. Talent will get you in the room, but consistency and hard work will keep you in the room. That's right. Let me tell you how thankful I am for everyone that works on the show and those that come on the show. I've been working in the insurance industry for almost a decade. If you know anything about entrepreneurship, it is not a 9-to-5 occupation. I talk about that all the time. I talk about the cost of being an entrepreneur and what it takes to be an entrepreneur. But listen, don't get me wrong. Most days I'm in the office, normal hours. I'm talking to clients normally during those hours and during those hours only. However, my mind does not ever turn off. Even if I'm watching a TV program or partaking in one of my hobbies, I'm still thinking of marketing strategies and business ideas. Just another quick morsel I want to offer to you. Begin to view your work the way you viewed your play when you were a child. That's how you be an entrepreneur and be able to have balance in your life, because your energy is going to be spent if you allow yourself worrying and trying to reach a new level, trying to accomplish a new goal, trying to take your business in a different direction. But if you don't have balance, if you don't begin to develop a mindset that you can find joy even in the most menial tasks, because one thing about entrepreneurship, as you continue to expand, as you continue to innovate, that you want to leave aside the smaller tasks. But I can tell you this, those small tasks are really most of the time about accountability. And how many know that's very important to have accountability in your business? We're talking about money. We're talking about sales and keeping records and things of that nature. All the stuff that's not sexy about business, but we need to change our mindset about how we approach it and how we can keep it all together in our business. So we're going to explore that a bit. We want to get some wisdom from people who are coming on the show. Listen, I have a dynamic lady. I know I probably say that every single episode because, listen, I'm thankful for the people who are willing to show up for me and come on the show and talk about their lives and share that same spirit and same energy that we try to share on every single show, which is giving information to people. Look, good information so you can make better decisions. That's our motto. And that's what we talk about here on Street MBA, giving you some good information. So we're coming back with a dynamic lady with a lot of accomplishments. We want to spend some time diving deep talking to her. So stay tuned. You watch the Street MBA.
Hi, my name is Elias Basabe, founder of Little Maria's Cafe Restaurant in West Houston, located in 2901 Wilkers Drive, Suite 137, first floor. Here you will find a family-friendly and relaxed environment where you can enjoy a delicious homemade breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We know you need to get to work fast, and we want you to enjoy a tasty, quality, and healthy homemade food. So come and visit us for a great nutritious meal at an affordable price. We specialize in tasty breakfasts, deli sandwiches, fish, even barbecue cookouts. Little Maria's Cafe has it all. We only use the great quality of head meats and products. Just like you, we love to get you up early. Little Maria's Cafe is open from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can dine in with us during breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or we can have it ready for you for pickup. Visit us today on the first floor of the CMPC Center at 2901 Wilkers Drive, Suite 137, first floor. Order now at 832-667-8376, Little Maria's Cafe.
Hi, I'm Mike Mogel, the CEO of Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. A clean and disinfected space is essential to keeping your customers and your staff healthy, safe, and productive while preventing the spread of COVID-19. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning, with more than 20 years experience in janitorial, restaurant, post-construction, and floor maintenance cleaning. We really make it shine. We are focused on quality cleaning and wellness in our customer spaces. Our team is professionally trained to ensure not a spot is missed, and we use products that are safe for your property and your people. Our services are tailored to your individual needs and include expert floor care, dusting, sweeping, mopping, vacuuming, detailing, glass cleaning, and deep disinfecting. Our experienced team is here to make your office as comfortable and clean as possible. Visit our website at cleansweepofficecleaning.com or call us today at 832-689-7996. Now that's a clean sweep.
Welcome back to Street MBA. I am excited as always for my interview because I got her. She is finally here. Y'all don't know this, but I've been working on getting her here for some time. This is the episode number 9, I think, is of the show, but I've been wanting her on here since show number 1. This is Stephanie Coleman. Listen, she is an artistic inspiration. We can talk about things that she did years ago, and we probably get into some of them in the interview that people still haven't even caught up on. That's just how fly this lady is. So, without further ado, let me welcome Miss Stephanie Coleman from Trade Magazine with us today. Welcome, Miss Stephanie.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so very glad to be here.
Well,
It's an honor.
Yeah, listen, it's really, really good to see you. I ask everyone essentially the same question on every single show and every single interview. My first question to you is, how did you get into publishing? We know you have a magazine. How did you get into that, and what's your influences?
You know, it's really funny because you wouldn't have been able to convince me that I wanted to do publishing. Definitely not necessarily in Houston telling this story, but my background is graphic design.
Okay.
So the idea of storytelling through gift and experience for me.
Yes.
The question and the challenge of moving back to Houston with
Okay.
was
So what we really want to get from you is what's going on in the magazine industry, and we want to know, what is it that you really desire to see your magazine to go to? What exactly do you envision? Do you envision a media empire where your magazine is just a springboard, or are you looking to see if your magazine can take you places like Essence or Ebony or Jet or even Vogue and some of the other magazines? I was about to say an international magazine, but we know that some of the names that I mentioned previously, like Essence and Ebony and all those things, those were also international magazines. So, but you mentioned graphic design.
yes.
So what exactly were you doing in graphic design, and how did you bring that into the magazine space?
Well, it's interesting. So I worked for quite a few companies, from ad agencies. I actually did some work with Essence. And when I
Okay.
came back to Houston, I said, we have such a rich culture, but the stories being, I wouldn't say poorly represented, but it's not coming from the people. It's not coming from the source. And it's not coming in a way that celebrates their voice their way. Amazing work that you're doing, amazing talent that's here. But without a platform,
Right.
very much like you've created here, we get lost in the story and definitely get caught in the biased story. So when you say, okay, this opportunity came, how can I galvanize community to see itself
Right.
as amazing as it is? So it became the Tray, named after the way Third Ward residents
So you have to
entitle
give us a
themselves.
second, because we got people literally around the
Yes.
world that are watching and an opportunity to watch. What exactly is the Tray? You mentioned Third Ward. What are those terms in reference to?
Yeah, so a move back to Houston. Every city has its neighborhoods that are divided up. I'd say before integration, there was this railroad track kind of concept, and
Okay.
so it became a historically African American community, and Houston was divided into wards. One of them being Third Ward. And
Okay, so
as-
these are political wards. The same way we
Political
have
wards,
now. We
yes.
have districts.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
it's all about the language, isn't it?
Mhm.
So now these wards, and as it evolved and it changed, Third Ward has held on. So
Okay.
is Fifth Ward, the historically African American neighborhoods that have kind of kept their name.
Okay.
But the community calls it the Tray. And so I said, if we were to pick a group, but if we were to find an opportunity to let this organization and these people know we see you, we hear you, we're a place to amplify you,
Right.
well then let's claim it. And so the magazine is named The Tray for that reason. So it's exciting, it's grown. For those who are entrepreneurs, it is not easy. There are days where you say, this is a bit much, but because the community has owned it,
Right.
they elevate it, they float it, they float me, even when I am thinking this is a bit heavy. But I'm excited by it. I'm excited when you ask what comes next. The initial goal was to be the BBC.
The BBC.
Yeah, of the
Really?
diaspora. Yes, to really sort of show our culture on a
Oh,
broader
wait,
level.
because I don't know if everybody heard what you just said. You want to be the BBC of what?
Of the diaspora, of the African diaspora,
wow.
so that it comes out of the Tray.
Okay.
But there are trays all over the planet. There
Absolutely.
are communities that have
like there's a
voice.
Martin Luther King Street, literally in just about every city in the world.
Yes, yes. So how can we now take what those who came before us, Ebony, Essence, Jet, what's that next level? What's that evolution? Not to redo what they did,
Okay.
but to do what they did and expand off of what foundation they have laid for us. And we have a chance to be global. So ironically, I've taken the magazines to other countries,
Okay.
and whether they speak the language or not, they can relate to the energy of the people in the book.
So it's like you're telling me that you're the Tracy Chapman of magazines, because anybody that travels internationally knows that Tracy Chapman is beloved
She is.
everywhere.
Yes, yes, and that is the goal. And I think if we are going to do business as entrepreneurs, if we're going to grow, it is a global economy. And we have to be able to see that we're not just the complexion, that it's not about our color, it is about connecting on culture and values and business. If I'm Afro-Latino, if you are Cuban, if you are from Russia, but you happen to have an experience where you're from Ghana and your parents moved there, how do we do business knowing that we are part of a global economy and that language doesn't just stay American because we're in Texas,
Right.
or we don't speak English because our culture says that I speak English if I'm mostly Guyanese, that we are more complex than just what we've been led to believe. And our businesses need to know that.
So you're saying, well, as far as your entrepreneurship, how did you begin to even build a magazine? Did you start with a newsletter? Was it a one-pager? You know, what, from conception to where you are now? Because I almost went back to my car to get the magazine so I could hold it up on camera.
Yeah.
And I didn't go back down, but never still.
And I did the same. I had it, and it's not here.
So the magazine is big.
Yes.
It's ebony big.
Yes.
You know,
yes, it's got
it's
presence.
glossy like that. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
you know, it's something that you. Listen, I already told you I'm going to purchase a coffee table so I can put the magazine on it. I haven't done it yet. I've been looking though.
I got to get a nice one.
It's got to be nice. It's still got to fit in with my decor, and it's still got to be functional because I have an ottoman there right now. So, and I like to put my feet up. So I digress.
That's great.
But
I'll be looking for the test.
it's got to be big enough though.
Hilarious.
It's got to be big enough to take care of my feet, and it's got to be still pretty so we can display the magazine properly.
You'll have me in the stores looking for
It's got to be practical, and it's got to be pretty as well.
That's great.
Sexy, I should say. It doesn't have to be pretty. It has to be sexy. But I asked you, how did you go? Because you obviously didn't start. Because I actually do remember the magazine previously.
Yeah.
You actually didn't start that big, that awesome. But it was always awesome, but not as glorious as it is. So how did you go from where you were to where you are today?
Well, one of the things I love about your show, and I think is so missing, is the entrepreneurship journey.
Yeah.
We always see the glamorous part and the end result, and people don't get a chance to understand the process of getting there. And so for that, I'm grateful to be here, and I'm just really grateful to sort of see that this is how we can help each other grow by being authentic and truthful about full process.
Yes.
So the magazine started as a vision. I think that's the best way to describe it. And I came back to Houston and said there's this disconnect between the story of the people and the way we communicate that. So I had a 100-page book that I mapped out. It's going to be this, it was going to be complicated, it's going to have this, and we'd walk people through legacy and the future and the past on these core values of business, politics, lifestyle, money, of course, and how that works with building family. And then I looked at my budget.
Yes.
That's been out of my budget.
Yes.
And said, well, what at its core value? What are those core values that we want? And started as a 20-page magazine, right?
Wow. And now you, how many pages are you now?
140.
140 pages.
Yeah.
Listen, we can't even begin. We didn't even tip the iceberg in our discussion, so we definitely have to have you back because we didn't even get down to the nitty-gritty, but we got to go to commercial.
Indeed.
So we're already in anticipation of when you return. So again, you're watching Street NBA. We're coming back with some of that footage from North Carolina, so please stay tuned. You're watching Street NBA.
Are you a business owner feeling overwhelmed or burnt out with no energy left for what's most important to you? In order to effectively run your business and maximize your profits, you have got to be the best possible you that you can be. Now is the time to reclaim your energy, master your schedule, and maximize your profits so you can effectively run your business rather than it running you. It's time to become the CEO of your business and life. I'm Jen Godet, a business strategist and life coach. I work with overwhelmed business owners who feel stuck in a rut and depleted. I teach you how to stop doing the things that aren't making you money and start prioritizing the things that bring you energy, joy, and lasting impact. I'm a human performance specialist and an international best-selling author. I've helped countless people all over the world to learn the art of saying no, overcome their fear, and maximize their performance. Let's get you to live your best possible reality. Start today and become the CEO of your business and your life.
As a critical aspect of your operations, you need the right technology partner to provide you and your business the peace of mind of having reliable and efficient IT systems. In addition, with cyber threats, ransomware at an all-time high, adequate, continuous, and proactive data protection for your business is an absolute must. Hi, this is Roland Parker with Impress Computer Solutions. We are experts in tailored IT solutions and professional 24/7 IT support services. We proactively monitor, maintain, manage, and protect your IT and data assets. Additionally, we have the know-how and horsepower to do the correct procuring of any and all computer systems or software your company may need. Having the correct IT infrastructure and not being able to operate safely and correctly is very expensive and can eventually destroy growth. So take a decisive step and call me today for a complimentary consultation at 281-647-9977 for your unique IT needs.
Welcome back to Street MBA. We got the interview of the century about to come. I want you to meet somebody. Her name is Buffy Bain. Did that immediately trigger something for you when I said her first name, Buffy? Because the first thing I thought about when I met her was Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And I knew she heard that joke probably a million times in her lifetime, but guess what? I still said it when she introduced herself, and guess what she said? Well, I actually used that name because my name in the insurance industry is Buffy the Medicare Slayer. I said, what? You're Buffy the Medicare Slayer? Listen, I'm impressed. I want to meet you. Matter of fact, after we had talked maybe 3-4 minutes, I said, listen, you are one of the people I want on my show. I want you to bring that same energy, that same ambition, that same drive that you have. I want you to communicate that to our people. So we're going to take a minute and we're going to see Miss Buffy Bain, the Medicare Slayer, Buffy the Medicare Slayer. So stay tuned, and you can keep on watching right now because we're going to the interview from North Carolina with Miss Buffy Bain. Welcome back to Street MBA. We have Miss Buffy Bain. I like her actually. Her name is Buffy the Medicare Slayer. I don't know if anybody out there remembers the show Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but this lady is here and she's doing great work in the health insurance industry. We want to talk to her a bit about entrepreneurship, how she got to where she is today, and how she plans on increasing her business and continue to being a great entrepreneur in the community and having an influence in the community. So the first question we want to ask her is, what's your company and how did you get started?
So I actually work with Senior Benefits Center. Rob Baer, he won an award tonight.
Okay.
So I work under the umbrella of Senior Benefits Center.
Okay.
And I call myself Senior Benefits of Greenwood.
Senior Benefits of Greenwood. So you're almost like a franchise off of what he was already doing. Is that the idea? You want to continue to carry the name?
I think
okay.
so.
Okay. Why would you want to do that in the first place?
Well, because I was so green, I didn't know any different. It was just, I was a farmer.
I was recently asked what it means to be a family lawyer. What is family law? Family law is not just about divorce or custody or child support. Family law is about your life. As a family lawyer, I protect your children, your wealth, your future. I don't do this alone. As your attorney, we work as a team to determine your goals and priorities and provide a strategy in an often complex, painful, and confusing time. Whether it's asset protection through pre- or post-marital agreements, or fighting to protect your children, I'm here to help. My team and I bring decades of combined experience to support you and your family in all aspects of family and wealth planning, from estate and legacy planning, to divorce and child custody issues, to representation in complex litigation cases. Take a decisive step. We're here when you're ready. Remember, it's about your life.
Welcome back to Street MBA. Let's get right back into our interview with Buffy Bain. Welcome back to Street MBA. We have Miss Buffy Bain. I like her actually. Her name is Buffy the Medicare Slayer. I don't know if anybody out there remembers the show Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but this lady is here and she's doing great work in the health insurance industry. We want to talk to her a bit about entrepreneurship, how she got to where she is today, and how she plans on increasing her business and continue to being a great entrepreneur in the community and having an influence in the community. So the first question we want to ask her is, what's your company and how did you get started?
So I actually work with Senior Benefits Center. Rob Baer, he won an award tonight.
Okay.
So I work under the umbrella of Senior Benefits Center.
Okay.
And I call myself Senior Benefits of Greenwood.
Senior Benefits Agreement. So you're almost like a franchise off of what he was already doing. Is that the idea? You want to continue to carry the name?
I think
Okay.
so.
Okay. Why would you want to do that in the first place?
Well, because I was so green, I didn't know any different. It was just, I was a pharmacy tech, and this was brand new to me, and it was what everybody else in the umbrella of that agency did, and so it's what I did too.
Okay, so you went from pharmacy tech to insurance. You got to give us some in between because those two don't necessarily evolve into one another. So how exactly did you go from pharmacy tech to successful insurance agent?
So you wouldn't think it, but it is actually a very natural progression because I understand how insurance works on both sides of the counter.
Okay.
I also understand, when you're doing some underwriting, you're not going to know what all of those prescriptions are. I do. So you might have
When you say underwriting, what are you speaking in reference to?
When you write a med sup and they're telling you that
So we're talking about Medicare supplement plans for the people out there who may not be as familiar with Medicare as we are, because we don't want to use, not that we don't want to use technical lingo, but we need to make sure they understand what we're talking about. So we're talking about a supplemental policy to your original Medicare to help cover some of your costs. So again, how did you?
So when I'm looking at a list of medication, I already know if this person's not going to pass underwriting. I would need to go ahead and say, I don't think this is going to be a good fit for you. And those things, it really has felt like a natural progression. The way that I got my start was in 2016 when the election cycle was going on.
Okay.
People were coming into the pharmacy and they were saying, what's going to happen to my Medicaid? What's going to happen to Medicare? Every time there'd be a debate, we would get an influx of questions, and I didn't know. And so I thought, well, I'll do this insurance school thing and see what I find out. Because when the clients would come into the pharmacy, they want a real true answer, and they come and they ask you because they trust you. And so you don't want to give them, when I was giving them pharmacy answers, I knew what I was talking about. And if I didn't know what I was talking about, I knew where to find the answer. But that was just something that I could see a deep concern about, but I didn't know what the answer was. And then I was curious myself, like, what's going to happen? So I did the, I can't remember what it was called, maybe WebFX, or you know what I'm talking about?
Okay.
So I did one of those.
An insurance training school. But here's something I want to make sure our audience grasps, because I don't want anybody to miss. I say this all the time in the midst of the show. This lady saw an issue with her clients. How many times have you gone to various places, received customer service, and you asked the question, they said, listen, I don't know. I'm not an insurance person. I'm sorry, I can't help you. You have to find the information elsewhere. But this lady decided to take it upon herself to learn more so she could be better informed to help the people coming into the pharmacy. So that's a different mindset when this person is moving into the insurance industry. So please tell us more.
So I did that, and I didn't learn what I needed. I thought, well.
So you went to insurance school.
Yeah, and I didn't learn what I needed because I didn't know what was going to happen to people's insurance if the debate cycle. It was, we're going to make cuts here. So that was all I wanted to know is what's going to happen.
Right.
Well, we didn't learn that. And so I thought, well, So months later, there was a job opening at Prisma in Greenville.
Okay, what is Prism?
It's a hospital.
Okay.
And it was a pharmacy tech job that had, it was kind of like a liaison between billing, and they wanted somebody who had insurance experience. So I thought, well, I'm going to be a shoe-in for this.
Mm-hmm.
And as I was putting my resume together, I realized like I'm not going to be a shoe-in for it because I can put that I did an insurance licensure course, but I don't have a license. They're going to think I failed it. They're not even going to call me.
Mm.
So I went on that Tuesday and I took the test.
Oh, wow.
And I knocked it out of the park. Like,
it was easy for you.
Well,
You were a natural.
I made 84 months after I had.
All you had to do was make a 7.
So, yeah. So I was like, I might would really be good at this, you know? So I went to the interview, and as I was coming home, they called me and offered it to me. They actually did all 3 of my interviews while I was there. Well, when I was coming back from Prisma that day, the hospital, they offered me the job, and I thought, I've been in the car for like an hour and 15 minutes. I don't know about this. So when I get home and I'm telling him about my husband about it, he was like, you're not going to be happy with that. You're used to working 17 hours a week, and they want you to work 40, and then it's going to be an extra 15 hours a week in the road. You're not going to be happy 55 hours a week away from the house when you're accustomed to 17.
Right.
So I didn't take it, and
wait, so you were shoe-in for a job.
Mm-hmm.
You got 3 interviews done in one day.
Mm-hmm.
Got an insurance license in 2 days, essentially, because you ran and got the test because you had an interview coming. And now you're saying you don't want the job.
That's what happened. But my husband, he didn't want me to take the job.
Okay.
He didn't want me to take the job. And so in the meantime, my upline calls me again, and he's like, hey, I was just calling to see if maybe you were ready to talk.
You. Yeah.
And I said, yes, I am. I'm ready. And so he was like, okay, well, let's get to the...
So he's not having the secretary call. He's not having somebody else.
No, he's calling himself.
Himself.
Yes. So he's like, okay, so let's do it. And I'm like, well, I can't really do it right this second because we're going to the beach. And that was a year that my daughter and I had 2 weeks that we were going to the beach. And so I just couldn't do it right then. And so like a little bit of time passes. So at the very end of July, I'm like, okay, I'm ready. So he sends me, you know, the contracts and all that. I go to my first...
Perfect time.
I go to my first meeting with him on August the 8th. And I still was like, you know, because you know how we have to get AHIP done. We have to get all of these certifications done.
So how long does a certification on average take you to do?
Oh my gosh, that first year, it took me probably 10 days to do the AHIP and all the certifications.
How many certifications did you do?
Well, I got contracted with everybody that was in my state because I felt like that was the best way for me to give a truly unbiased opinion. Because as you know, as an insurance agent, we can only discuss the plans that we are licensed in, right?
But I want to make sure our audience understands what a certification is and how long and how involved it is in order to be contracted be appointed with the
AHIP would normally take, well, they say it takes 6 hours. And I guarantee you that first year it took me every bit of 6 hours because...
So you got modules that you're doing on the web. You got exams.
But it's 5 modules. And I took almost an entire notebook full of notes because remember, they didn't teach us any of that in insurance. And I needed to know that like I wasn't armed with enough information to hurt somebody, that I could legitimately help somebody.
Right.
And so I took notes on those slides. I mean, like, it's embarrassing how long it took for me to do that first AHIP. I mean, like, it was a long time.
Right.
But
you were studious.
But I took so long through those notes that when I took my first AHIP test, that I took that test in about 20 minutes and made 100 on it.
Oh, wow.
But because I had because I mean, I knew exactly what Mr. Chin needed to do. And so, but yeah, I peeled through all of that, and then.
So a certification, on average, how long did it take you to do a certification?
But you know, they've gotten better. So 5 years ago, Humana was a long one. I remember it took me 2 days to get through Humana the first time. But again, it was because I wanted to make sure that I knew, and I was taking so many notes and going back through them and highlighting, because back then they also put the plans, you know, in our certifications.
Yeah.
And so I was taking all, so it was about a 10-day period of me doing nothing but certifications.
Nothing but so listen, you see the heart of an entrepreneur here. She took the time, she did her research, she studied, she took notes, and did what she had to do. Listen, this isn't my first year in the insurance game. I've seen insurance agents tap out. Say they weren't going to go any further. They want to go ahead. They're going to do Blue Cross Blue Shield. They're going to do Amerigroup and all that other stuff. I just won't bother selling it because I'm done doing certifications. But this lady right here, the Medicare Slayer, says she got certified with every single plan in her state so she could give an unbiased opinion. That's the heart of somebody that wants to do good by people. Please continue, Buffy.
I was born with a very healthy dose, much to my husband's chagrin. I was born with a very healthy dose of tenacity.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was born with at least a triple dose, right?
Yeah.
I don't have any quit in me. And he wishes I did. So I went and I was taking some permission to contacts. And I remember from my days in the pharmacy how people would walk up and they'd have that tie on, and they were there, you know, everybody in the business world had told them, like, the early bird gets the worm. And they would be at that pharmacy at 8 o'clock when we're rolling the blind up, and we'd be like, oh my God, we don't have time to talk to you.
Yeah.
So because I know the pharmacy world, I know the sweet spot during the day where they're more relaxed, where they're more, where they're more likely to talk to you. And I also know that if you go up and you're like, I'm a really new insurance agent in town and I am just really struggling. Would you please send me some business? That nobody's going to send you business, right? And so I would stand outside that door and pull myself together, and I would walk in and I'd say, I know you guys are super busy. And getting stopped with insurance questions all the time just slows you down. Here's my card. If the people have any questions, have them call me. And if you think that they want me to call them, well, here's some permission to contacts. If you will have them fill out this permission to contact, and then that's my cell. Just shoot me a text. I'll run by here and get it. I'll take care of that for you. That way you're not bogged down with it.
Right.
Well, everybody wants free help, right?
Absolutely.
And so people, they took me up on it. So then my pharmacy stuff started rolling in. But
how many years ago was that, Buffy?
That was in 2018.
That was in 2018. So we went from 2018, novice, brand new insurance agent, to the Top Producer Summit in 2022. Now, let me say this now. I learned today that Meso Financial Group, this is what the Producer Summit is for, has 25,000 agents right now. 25,000. There are not 25,000 people here. This is the Top Producer Summit. And Buffy's here. Buffy got the invitation. She went from novice to the Top Producer Summit in 4 years. We talked already about her tenacity. We talked about her willingness. That tenacity is what drove you to do the research. That tenacity is what drove you to even to have compassion for the people, to actually want to learn something so that you can have something to offer to people. Our motto for our own agency is good information for healthy decisions. So that's part of our ethos. That's part of what we do. The spirit of our own company is to give people information. That's why we're here on this show right now, is because we want to get good information and expose people to the experiences of others, so you can learn from them and then be able not only to learn from them, but also not to make the same mistakes, because there's no need for you to make the mistakes that we made because we've already made them. You can learn from us and move on. I thank you so much, Buffy.
Thanks.
For your willingness to come on Street MBA. We thank Buffy, and listen, keep on watching Street MBA. If you didn't learn something from this interview, I assure you'll learn something from the next one. Thank you for watching Street MBA.
Did you know your clients will decide to do business with you and your company within 15 seconds of browsing your website, your social media, and your digital footprint? In addition, your company's reviews will play a major role in client retention and future referrals. Hi, I'm Mike Moran with Digital Dimensions, a WSI agency. We use the latest digital marketing expertise, technology, tools to meet all your company's online marketing challenges. Digital Dimensions is your one-stop solution for social media and content marketing to website rankings and everything in between. Additionally, we have the know-how, knowledge of current trends, and effective SEO technologies, as well as cutting-edge tools to bring leads fast and effectively. Most importantly, we deliver innovative digital marketing strategies customized to your company's exact needs. Take a decisive step. Combine our powerful tools with your company's products and services and increase your revenue now.
If you're like me and you're probably in love with more than one lady, and you spend miles and miles with her on the road, and she never complains, and she's always there for you, no matter where you go. However, this lady needs your attention, your maintenance, and she needs to know you love her too. And you can be at peace knowing that we can take care of your lady for you. Hi, my name is Luciano with the Dirty Rancho Houston Motorcycles, and we are a full custom motorcycle repair and restoration shop. That's mean we can change her oil or we restore her natural beauty with a high quality custom parts. At Dirty Rancho Houston Motorcycles, we have serviced and hundreds of motorcycles over the years with top reviews and outstanding customer service, making us the premier motorcycle shop in the area. Let our expert take care of your lady. We know how important she is for you. Once we are finished, you will fall in love with her all over again. If you not believe me, check this out.
And we welcome you back to Street MBA. We want to welcome back Marla Getter from the CBD store. Hello, Marla.
Hi, Jonathan. Thank you for the invitation here at Now Media.
Yes, ma'am. What is CBD and how does it work?
CBD is naturally produced in our bodies within our endocannabinoid system.
And what are the benefits of CBD? What are the benefits of CBD, Marla? How exactly does that work in our bodies? Does it help us to do certain things in our bodies, or what exactly does CBD do?
CBD's benefits is that these products actually bring your body back to homeostasis, meaning a balance. Life is very difficult and sometimes we need help.
What's the most common reasons for consuming CBD? Is it even safe?
The common reasons that we've actually experienced within our store consist of stress, chronic illnesses, anxiety, things of that nature.
Oh, is CBD safe? Because people worry about that.
CBD is something that our bodies naturally produce. So I encourage everyone to please do their research behind any product that they think of consuming. But overall, to answer the question, yes.
So can I combine CBD with other stuff like antidepressants?
CBD and the combination of other medications and products, it would be best to consult with a physician first, just because everyone's cases differ. We're all different. Our bodies all function differently. So it is best to speak with a specialist before.
Oh, okay. So do CBD overdoses exist also?
CBD is something that our bodies naturally produce. So not to answer your question, no. But again, definitely encourage everyone to do their research behind any product that they are thinking of consuming.
So is CBD legal in Texas? Because I'm still a little confused about that.
CBD is legal. It all has its regulations and compliance that must be followed.
What about CBD as a business? Is it profitable for you with the CBD store?
CBD as a business is very profitable. Of course, our margins at the moment are very lucrative. It actually is something that is growing into different nations. Actually, we do have an existing location in the UK, for example.
So as an entrepreneur, can I invest in CBD with peace of mind?
Yes, you can. It's a growing industry that helps the community, and you can definitely, if you're able to be a part of that growth and help others, absolutely you can invest with peace of mind.
Awesome, Marla. Why don't you tell the people how they can get in touch with you?
Yes, we can be followed via social media, Instagram and Facebook at Your CBD Store, Katy, Texas.
Very good. So we're so glad to have Marla back with us from Your CBD Store out there in Katy, Texas. I know you can also order from them online as well. Well, we're getting back into our time that we had over in North Carolina. Yes, that wasn't the only interview we had in North Carolina with Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Not only the only interview with Buffy the Medicare Slayer, we also would like to introduce you to Miss Selena Witherspoon. Yep, you can see us here. We're gonna look at some video here. I'm gonna be honest with you. It was so much energy in the room for this interview right here that it was a little kind of tough trying to wrangle these people because we had so much energy, so much passion for the things that we were talking about. So we're just gonna cut in here and there to talk about, to see what the things that we were talking about and be able to get some nuggets out of here. You can see already on the screen Miss Selena Witherspoon. She's in the middle there, and we have Mr. Linford Williams as well. We call him Zoe because of his middle name. He's going to introduce himself as well. We also have some other entrepreneurs in the room that we ended up having to expand the shop. You're going to get a chance to see. But it's so much good stuff. Let's go ahead and roll it, and let's get the party going.
North Carolina, we're here at the Top Producer Summit, and I got two of the top producers right here with us on Street MBA. We want y'all to see and learn from the very best in the industry. We're talking about insurance, but we're also talking about entrepreneurship in general. We have one of the most generous people I've ever met in my life, all about building up their business by building up other people. So I want to ask you, Miss Selena Witherspoon. I got Mr. Linford Delonzo, what's your last name again? Williams.
Yes, sir.
Again, he just won 2 awards.
Two
awards.
In his first year.
First year agent.
Second year.
Second year agent, excuse me. Listen, that's still major. That's still major. We want to talk to Selena first about entrepreneurship, how she got in the game, and what's her passion. So my first question to you is, what's the name of your company and how did you get started?
Well, first of all, the name of my company is Selena Witherspoon LLC, which I do insurance and taxes, my own personal insurance business.
Okay.
And I'm also a partner with my business partner, Delonzo Linford Williams. I call him Zoe.
Yeah.
That's my man. That's my brother.
Yeah.
That's my right-hand man. But we have Trenches Enterprise, Trenches Service Bureau. Trenches. Well, you know, because when you're going through something, you gotta dig yourself out. So that's what the trenches is all about.
So everything
about
you is
it's about
communicating.
elevating, and it's about talking about where you come from.
Yeah.
And we decided when we
Can you
did
stop it real
Trenches
quick?
Service Bureau, we should own the name Trenches because trenches mean something.
Yeah.
And so now we also have Trenches Service Bureau, Trenches Enterprise.
Yeah. So
Trenches.
stop it real quick. I want to make sure everybody catches. I don't think everybody's caught what she said, that they actually don't just have one business, right? She started out in taxes. Actually, she started out in debt collection. Then she went on to have a tax business, and she got into the insurance business. And now she has businesses with her partner there that's on the couch with us. So she's multifaceted. It's not just insurance. So I want you to know, as an entrepreneur, you can pursue all your dreams. Matter of fact, I'm sure those businesses led her into each other business because she could use the book of business or the clientele that you have from a tax business and begin to talk to them about insurance. So there's a progression in business. So don't be afraid to continue to expand yourself and try new things, because it can be in addition to what you're already doing. So let's go back to the interview.
Trenches, whatever you want. It's our trenches.
Yeah.
And trenches is about building each other up. The only way you keep what you have is by giving it away. You don't have to.
Wait. So one thing about this show is that we make sure people understand what we're talking about. Now you just said something really powerful. So I want you to repeat it, then we're gonna break it down.
You only keep what you have by giving it away. And
now logically that doesn't make sense.
But let me elaborate.
Please.
Yes.
You gotta share knowledge. I mean, I don't have to sell you or gimmick you to get where I am. The best revenge is success, and the best reward is to see yourself in another individual.
We just threw out 3 quotes like you got to slow down.
Yeah, you're doing right by stopping it.
But see, it all goes into one. It all goes into one because you keep what you have by giving it away.
Okay.
What I mean by that is, so why would I sell you anything to put you where I am? He came in his first year, and it took me 7 years to get what he made his first year.
Ooh.
But why do you have to go through the hurdles? Why you gotta go through cutthroat?
So you gave him the game.
Yeah, of course. 100%. Uncut. And not no sugarcoating. Any issue I had, we went through it together. Like it's 100%. We are a team.
Yeah.
And I can't just show you the pretty. I gotta show you the good, the bad, the ugly.
Right. Yeah.
And that's what it comes back to. Like that's the only way you keep what you have, by giving it away.
Amen.
But then it comes back to building.
So I want to make sure y'all caught that right there. That's what people are longing for. I know myself and other entrepreneurs that I talk to, they long for that type of mentorship, where somebody that already has found success, is willing to invest time, energy, and possibly even finances to help you get to the level that they're on, and not afraid for you to be up there with them. Someone that's really willing to be selfless. Okay, so let's go back and catch a little bit more of the interview.
Each other up.
So you talking about knowledge?
Knowledge. The game. Like the game is, how did you do this? This is what I did. This is I bought leads. I pay referrals. This is what I do. This is how I get ahead. But this is proven. Numbers don't lie. People do.
Ooh. Listen, we got
So what you say is you taught them the rules so they know how to play the game.
Exactly. You got
and if
so
you fail,
many
you broke the
rules.
rules.
And listen, I got more people in the room right now. And he's another interview because he's a mentor to me. So I want to make sure I give him everything. But wait, Bart. Wait, Bart.
I like Bart.
You're
I
the
like Bart. Bart's a man.
Yeah.
Bart's the spirit that Bart has. And let me tell you something. Success ain't for everybody. But everybody, hold on.
You can't just say that.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you, this is real. My insurance.
Listen, it got wilder. It got wilder. We're gonna stop it right there. We're gonna definitely come back to that interview again in another show so we can draw some more nuggets out from there. But listen, success isn't for everybody. That's offensive to the logical mind. Everybody's supposed to have a chance to have success, right? But certain levels of success, everybody isn't prepared for. That's just what it is. I'm trying to vet you all the time here on Street MBA to figure out if you really want to do this entrepreneur thing. I'm trying to tell you the worst of it so you can understand what it is, to know if that's what you want to do with your time and your energy. Do you really have something to put out into the world? Do you want to just say something, or do you have something to say? That's what we're talking about on Street MBA. We're keeping it honest, we're keeping it real, but we're trying to pull each other up. We're trying to build a network of business people that are bringing value to their communities. That's what we're talking about on Street MBA. Please subscribe to us on YouTube. Click the like button as well. You can also watch us, you already know, on Roku through the Boxcast app. Search for Now Media TV, Street MBA.
This has been a Now Media television feature presentation. All rights reserved.